my girlfriend said. "He was just being friendly." I replied, "I called it done." Then I saved the DJ clip, moved out, split bills, emailed his girlfriend proof, and I just smiled, because HR was calling and the DJ reel had another angle to drop. Original post: I am 28, male. My girlfriend Riley is 27. We have been together 2 years, no kids. We live in a 1-bedroom near downtown. We share rent and groceries. We split most things down the middle. Our friends mix from work and college. It feels like a small town inside a city. A friend from her office, Maya, threw a birthday party on a Saturday. Rooftop. DJ. Open bar for the first hour. Dress code was loose. Friends could bring partners. Riley was excited. She picked a silver dress and posted a mirror shot. I wore a black shirt and clean shoes. It felt like a normal date night with extra lights. The first odd beat was on the way over. Riley checked her phone a lot. She smiled at something and then locked the screen when I looked. I did not ask. I told myself it was a group chat about rides. At the elevator, she got a hug from a guy I had met once. Evan. He works in her team. He stood close when he talked. He touched her elbow like he owned it. I filed that away. The party moved fast. Loud music. People yelling to be heard. Drinks that went down easy. Riley danced with a group near the DJ booth. I hung back with 2 coworkers of mine and watched. Evan drifted to her side. It was small at first, a hand at her waist for a second, a laugh near her ear. Then it changed. The space closed. His hand stayed. Her body turned toward him and away from the circle. They moved like they knew each other well. I took a sip of water and felt my chest go still. I do not flare up when I am hit. I go quiet. I looked for a detail I could hold. The DJ rig had a built-in camera on a pole for crowd shots. It fed to a screen by the bar. Every few beats their side of the floor flashed up. I saw Evan's hand slide lower than friendly. I saw Riley not move it. I looked at my watch. I noted the time. 10:22. I did not walk in. I did not pull anyone apart. I stepped to the bar and asked the bartender if the screen footage saved. He said the DJ could export clips for the host. I nodded. I found Maya and asked, calm, if she could ask the DJ to keep the 10,020 to 10,000 block for a memory reel. I said the lighting looked cool. She grinned and said yes. She loved memories. I texted myself the time. At 10,040, the DJ switched to a slow song as a joke. Couples laughed and leaned in. Riley and Evan did not step apart. They swayed. Evan's hand traced a line on her back. He whispered something. She smiled in the way I knew from our first month, the way that used to be mine. I looked at the balcony door and walked outside. I took 3 long breaths and made a plan that did not include a scene. My first act was simple. I opened my phone and sent a message to myself. 10:22 DJ screen. Evan's hand. Riley turned. I took a photo of the screen on the next pass. The shot was grainy but clear enough. I asked a friend to take a quick video on his phone from the bar rail. He did not ask why. He is used to me being specific. Then I went to coat check and bought 2 claim tickets from the attendant with a smile and a tip. One for Riley, one for me. She loses tickets when she drinks. I pictured a messy end. I wanted to control the door. I did not confront her on the floor. I waited by the elevator when the party thinned and the air got hot. Riley came out with Evan behind her. I stepped between them with a small smile and held out a water bottle. Ride or Uber? I asked. Calm, simple. Uber, she said. Her eyes flicked to Evan and back. He was just being friendly. Of course, I said. Let's get your coat. I handed the coat claim to the attendant before she could rummage. He gave her the jacket. Evan hovered like static. I shook his hand once and said nothing. We left without a fight. The elevator ride felt like the slow drop on a broken ride. I said nothing. She said nothing. It was a quiet that was not peace. Update 1. We got home. Riley went straight to the bathroom. I put the water on the counter and set my phone recording on the table. Not to trap words. To trap the time. She came out and sat on the edge of the bed. She started first. You were weird tonight, she said. Evan is just friendly. You know Evan. I watched the screen, I said. I kept my voice even. Your body language was clear. His hand placement was clear. She rolled her eyes. You are being insecure. I nodded like I had expected that exact line. Maybe. I still have eyes. She stood. If you are going to accuse me, say it. I will ask one question, I said. Has anything happened with Evan outside a dance floor? No, she said fast. Okay, I said. Show me your messages with him from the last 30 days. That is a boundary, she said. I am not living like a prisoner. You can keep your privacy, I said. And I can make choices with what I saw. She crossed her arms. What choices? Here is what happens next, I said. I am not going to yell. I am not calling names. Tomorrow I will ask Maya for the DJ clip of 10,002 to 10,000,030. I will also ask the photographer for the candids from the floor. I will keep those. I will move to my friend's place for a bit. We will split the month's rent, and I will ask the landlord to end the lease at the end of the term. We will divide what we own by receipt. If I find messages that cross a line, I will send them to his girlfriend, Harper. If I do not, I will still be done because of tonight. Her face changed at girlfriend. She blinked too slow. You did not know I know her, I said. We met at the cookout in August, the one where you said she left early for a headache. She is kind. She deserves to see the same screen I saw. You are blowing this up, she said. It was a dance. It was a test, I said. You failed it in public. She started to cry in small sounds. I am sorry, she said. It did not mean anything. It means enough, I said. I unplugged my chargers. I took a duffel and filled it with basics. I took photos of the living room and bedroom in wide angles. I texted the landlord that I would call in the morning. I slept on the couch because I did not want to share a bed with a voice that called me insecure and then asked me to trust her eyes and not mine. At 7, I left a note with 3 lines. I will be out for a week. We will talk with lists. No fights. Please pack my books into 2 boxes. I will pack the kitchen. Then I locked the door behind me and walked into a cold morning that felt sharper than it should have. Update 2. The fallout came like a slow turn rather than a crash. I moved in with my friend Nate for a while. He gave me the guest room and a strong coffee. I made a spreadsheet with our shared purchases and marked who paid. I emailed the landlord and asked about a clean end at the end of the lease. He said we could sign a release if both agreed. I sent the proposal to Riley and copied the landlord. I kept every reply in one folder. I texted Maya and asked for the DJ clip as a gift for Riley. She sent a Google Drive link with 3 blocks. I downloaded the one that mattered and saved it with the timestamp. I asked the event photographer if I could buy the raw set of the dance floor. He charged a small fee and sent a zip. 2 shots were clear. Evan's hand on Riley's hip, Riley leaning in, both faces visible. I put them with the clip. I did not post anything. I did not send a blast. I sent one calm email to Harper with the subject line, "Something you should see." I wrote 3 sentences. I attached the clip and 2 photos. I said I was ending my relationship. I was not asking her to do the same. I said I was sorry to be the person to hand her this. Then I began the dull work that makes a life clean. I changed my passwords. I removed shared accounts from my phone. I split the utilities and closed my access. I moved my name off a shared streaming account she liked and left hers paid through the month. I scheduled a pickup for my desk and chair on Saturday. I told Riley in one text. She replied, "Ok, no more." By midweek, small ripples reached me. Evan's photo with Riley in the background popped up in a private story and someone sent me a screenshot with, "Yikes." I ignored it. Harper wrote back a short note. "Thank you. I saw similar things. Seeing this helps." She did not ask for more. I did not send more. At work, I kept my head down. After work, I ran. My stomach felt like it had been a fist for 2 days. On the 3rd day, it let go a little. It was not joy, it was air. Saturday, I went to the apartment with Nate. I packed the kitchen and took my gear. I labeled boxes. Riley was not there. A note was on the counter. "We should talk." I left my own note. "We will use texts or email. We can meet to sign the release." The next week, the social spin started from her side. A gray story tile about men who can't handle friendly people. A caption about controlling vibes. 2 mutuals sent me screenshots with question marks. I sent back a thumbs up and nothing else. Silence is a tool when the other person needs you loud to look quiet in comparison. Then Harper made the only loud move. She commented on Evan's birthday post from the week before. One line. "Glad the whole office got a dance. It hung there for a day before Evan hid it. The office did not hide, though. HR called him in about lines at work events and power dynamics, even if he did not manage Riley. He posted a Notes app apology to close friends that said nothing and everything at once. Riley did not repost it. We met at the leasing office on a Thursday to sign the release. She came in wearing a hoodie and tired eyes. I sat down. We signed the paper. The clerk notarized and smiled like this was normal. It probably was. Riley asked if we could talk after. I said 5 minutes in the lobby. She started with the line I had written for her in my head. It was just a dance. Then why did you hide your screen at the elevator? I asked. She dropped her eyes. I liked the attention, she said. It made me feel wanted. You were wanted, I said, by me. I know, she said. I messed up. Let me fix it. Fixing would have been moving his hand, I said. Fixing would have been leaving the floor. She tried a different door. We have 2 years. We had 2 years, I said. She cried in quiet gasps. People walked by and did not look. We stood. I shook her hand. I know that sounds cold. That is what I had left. A handshake at the end of a lease. Update 3. 2 weeks after that, she texted at night. Can we talk for real? I miss you. I will block Evan. I will switch teams. We can start again. I set a condition that fits in one sentence. We can meet for 30 minutes in daylight in a public place. She agreed. We picked the coffee shop near the park. She came in with a soft voice and a paper cup she did not touch. She looked small. I did not feel big. I felt like a person who had done his homework and now wanted to submit and go home. I am sorry, she said. I was careless. I was cruel. Thank you, I said. I want to fix us, she said. I want to fix us, she said. I will do counseling. I will delete every guy from my phone if that is what it takes. That is not what it takes, I said. What it takes is you not choosing what you chose. You did choose it, not once over an hour. You choose it, not once over an hour. Hand, body, lean, whisper. I am not going to punish you. I am going to leave you alone. She reached across the table. I kept my hands on my lap. Do you love me? She asked. I love the version of you that did not turn her face when a man I am supposed to trust put his hand on her in public and she smiled, I said. I do not love this version. She looked down. What do I tell people? The truth in short words, I said. You danced too close. Your boyfriend left. You are rebuilding. She tried a last angle. Harper is blowing it up. That was dirty. Harper saw a truth she did not make, I said. She acted on it. That is not dirty. Riley nodded like a person at the end of a rope. If you ever change your mind, she said. I won't, I said. Take care. I stood up and walked to the door. Outside, the air felt light. Not happy, not sad, just air. Final update. 3 months later, the lease is done. The apartment is someone else's problem. I have a new place near the river. It is small. It is clean. My things fit without squeeze. My desk faces a window. I drink coffee in a chair I picked for my back and not for looks. Riley moved in with a friend for a while. She still works with Maya. She changed her profile to private. The gray tiles stopped. Evan is still at the same company but on a different team. He keeps his head down. Harper moved out for a bit and then back in with terms I do not get to read. I do not cheer. I do not boo. Not my movie. Friends asked me what happened. I told them one line. She called it friendly. I called it done. The people who wanted more got silence. The people who respected the line stayed. I cut drinking for a month and then added it back on weekends. My sleep came back in real hours. I picked up a Saturday run group. I learned that I like slow pace and steady breath more than I liked a loud room with a bass line and a hand I now understand. Every now and then I think about the little move I made at coat check, the extra claim ticket, the tip. It kept a messy exit from getting messier. It is funny what small acts can do. You do not need a grand plan. You need to remove chaos where you can and write down times where you cannot. The revenge, if that is the word, was quiet. It was not a fight in a crowd. It was not a post with 1,000 comments. It was a folder with 3 files. It was an email with 2 photos and a clip to the person who deserved facts. It was a lease release with both signatures. It was a calm meeting in daylight where I said no and then left. Riley texted once last week. She said she met with a counselor. She said she is learning about boundaries. She said she hopes I am well. I typed, "I hope you are too," and left it in drafts. I did not send it, not because I hate her, because I am done. Sometimes a song from that night comes on in a store. My body tenses for a beat, then it passes. That is all. I do not see the rooftop. I see my own hands writing a date on a folder and moving a box out the door, and moving a box out the door. I have a new small ritual. When I get home on Fridays, I put my phone face down on the table and make dinner with both hands. No videos, no scroll. The quiet feels good. I watch the light move on the wall as the sun drops. It is a simple show. You miss it when you spend too many nights under colored lights that hide truths in plain sight. If you need a line to hold, here is mine. Proof, patience, paper. Proof keeps you from arguing about vibes. Patience keeps you from begging someone who already told you no in a language you did not want to read. Paper ends what needs ending without fire that burns you too. There is one photo from that night I did keep. Not the clip, not the floor. It is a shot Maya posted of the city at 10,005, right before the song that turned my stomach. The skyline looks calm. The sky is a deep blue. You cannot see me in it. You cannot see me in it. You cannot see Riley. You cannot see Riley. It is just lights and a frame. I like looking at it. It reminds me that the night held more than my small story, that there was a world outside the ring where I stood, jaw tight, heart cold, eyes clear, that I stepped out of that ring without shouting, and later, I slept. I do not hate Riley. I do not wish her broke or alone. I wish her honest. Maybe that is harder. Maybe it is the only wish that matters. When people ask if I would have stayed if she had moved his hand and said no, I say yes. Of course. But she did not. You cannot keep rewriting a scene in your head and expect to walk forward. The scene is filmed. The cut is final. So this is the end. A clean line. A quiet apartment. A Friday night that belongs to me. A lesson written in small letters where I can see it without squinting. Just friendly is not friendly when your gut freezes. If you feel that freeze, listen. Then do the next small thing that makes the room yours again.